Okay, boys and girls, we are going to try this story again. It is called On Beyond a Million, an amazing math journey by David M. Schwartz and Paul Mesnel. And what I really wanted to read it about is what you can learn from it, because in my class we're studying place value right now, and we're looking at rounding numbers and also how to count by powers of 10 and whatnot. And this book does a lot of covering of that, plus a lot of really interesting facts about our world. So Dash and I thought you would enjoy listening to it and learning from it. So let's see where it starts. Assembly today, Professor X and his dog Y. What's going on? We can't stop this thing. We better stop it or we'll drown. Yeah, but how do we turn it off? And you can see the auditorium is filling with popcorn. How much popcorn do you think we have? 1 million kernels at least, maybe 1 billion or 1 trillion. Whatever is the biggest number in the whole wide world, that's how many we have. We're going to have infinity. You can't have infinity of anything. We're going to have infinity popcorn pretty soon if we can't stop this machine. Let's see how many kernels we have. Maybe if we count fast enough, we can keep up with them. Yeah. You do it, Numero. Come on, let's see how fast we can count. You can count faster than anyone. That's how you got your name, Numero. He's really fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 27, 28, 29, 79, 80, 81. I'll show you that. Listen to him. Look at him go. You're almost up to 100, Numero. Go, Numero. Go for it. 98, 99, 100. You'll make infinity easy. Hooray, 100. Here comes Professor X. Maybe he can help us. Look at all this popcorn. Yeah, but that's only 100. I have a long way to go. 101, 102, 103. Yeah, look at all that popcorn. I don't know if counting by ones is our best strategy there. Hi, Professor X. What a cool dog. Can you help us count all this popcorn? What's in the box, Professor X? What a strange name. What does the X stand for? It's short for exponential. There's a faster way to count. Faster than Numero? No way. I know, I can count by twos. That's twice as fast. This way is faster than counting by twos. I could count by tens. That's 10 times as fast. This way is faster than counting by tens. Or hundreds, I could count by hundreds. It's faster than counting by hundreds. Then what is it? Check it out, you guys. Did you know 5 people are born on Earth every second? A spider has 8 legs. About 100 acres of tropical rainforest are destroyed every minute. It's counting by powers of 10. Counting by what? Just call it power counting for short. It's faster than any kind of counting you've ever seen. What's so powerful about 10? 1, 1, just 1. You're starting all over again? 10. 10? That's just great. Whoop-dee-doo. We're all the way up to 10. I was up to 100. 150 little brown bats fit easily into the backyard birdhouse. 100. Hey, how did you get to 100 so fast? It took me 15 seconds to count to 100 by ones, and I'm fast. You can't just go 1, 10, 100. So I told you in this yellow bar now, we're going to end up with all these facts. And the little brown bats are going to be important on the next page because we're going to hear about some mosquitoes who weren't very happy. Did you know the Sears Tower in Chicago is 110 stories high? The U.S. Postal Service delivers 200 pieces of junk mail every second. It has been 400 years since rain has fallen in the driest place on Earth, the Atacama Desert of Chile. Down with bats. Bats are unfair. One little brown bat can snap up 600 mosquitoes per hour. There are about 1,000 hairs on a square inch of your head. Look, he skipped from 1 to 10, and he skipped from 10 to 100. 1,000! I know. He just adds a 0 each time. Each number is 10 times bigger than the one before. I'll bet the next one is 1,000. These numbers are getting big really fast. This is faster than counting by tens, faster than counting by hundreds. That's why it's power counting. It's powerful, that's for sure. Giant tortoises can weigh 500 pounds or more. During the age of sailing ships, sailors kept them in the holds where they could survive for more than a year. Okay, so now they have this little thing with exponents, and exponents are the tiny little floating numbers you see there. So I am going to share that with you now. 10 to the second is called 10 to the second power. 10 with a little floating 2 equals 10 times 10 equals 100. 10 to the third is called 10 to the third power. 10 with a little floating 3 equals 10 times 10 times 10 equals 1,000. The little numbers are called exponents. An exponent tells you how many times to multiply a number by itself. So 10 multiplied by itself 3 times is 10 to the third. I'm going to show you that again just to make sure. Did you know the oldest trees on earth are about 2,200 years old? To taste your food, you use 9,000 taste buds on your tongue. There are 40,000 different characters in Chinese, while our alphabet has only 26 letters. If all the veins in your body were stretched out in one line, they would extend 70,000 miles. 100,000 people worked 20 seasons to build one pyramid. 10,000. Oh, I get it. 10,000 is 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. About 2,500 types of flowering plants live in a plot of Amazon rainforest that you could walk around in 15 minutes. And look, it also has 4 zeros. You're multiplying 4 tens together, so you can write it as 10 to the fourth power. There are about 60,000 bees in a hive. 100,000. Now we're multiplying 5 tens together. That's 10 to the fifth. So you can see our numbers are getting bigger each time. Did you know there are 400,000 hairs on a square inch of sea otter's pelt? Hello, my name is 379,673, says this little ant. One colony of weaver ants contains 500,000 ants. They weave nests out of leaves in the treetops. If everyone in the United States recycled their newspapers, we would save 500,000 trees every week. Up to 1 million leafcutter ants can live in one colony. They can strip rainforests of their leaves and destroy croplands overnight. A square yard in the rocky area of seashore between high tide and low tide may be home to 900,000 animals. 1 million! Awesome! We've reached 1 million already. It was easy with power counting. Thanks a million, Professor X. You're 1 in 1 million. It only took us 6 counts. That's because 1 million is 10 to the 6th power. That means a 1 with 6 zeros. 1 million is the same as 1,000,000. 1,000 is 10 times 10 times 10. And if we multiply that by another 1,000, or 10 times 10 times 10, we have 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 equals 10 to the 6th, or 1 million. So 10 to the third times 10 to the third is the same as 10 to the 6th. All you have to do is add those little exponents together and you get your answer. 10 to the third times 10 to the third equals 10 to the 6th. Easy. Cool. So I want you to check this out. Did you know if you double a penny every day after 30 days, you would have a total of $10,737,418.23? Every day, 37 million Tootsie Rolls come rolling out of the factory. On your 6th birthday, you have lived 189,216,000 seconds. There are about 250 million people in the United States today. Americans eat about 500 million pounds of popcorn each year. Oh my goodness. 228 million years ago, the dinosaurs appeared. 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion. Yeah, how high can we go? 1 billion already? He's really moving. We'll make it to infinity after all. A billion makes a million look small. Yeah, it's 1,000 million. 10 times 10 times 10, 1,000 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. A million is 10 times 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 10. A billion. That's the same as 10 to the 3rd times 10 to the 6th, which equals 10 to the 9th. That's a lot of saying 10 over and over again. Hey, it works! Again, you just add the little exponents when you multiply. This makes it easy to multiply really big numbers. Did you know, if you live an average life, your heart will beat about 2,200,000,000 times, and you will live an average of 2,400,000,000 seconds, or 76 years. The universe contains 50 billion to 100 billion galaxies. Alone, our galaxy, the Milky Way, was 100 billion to 300 billion stars. There are about 6 billion people alive in the world today. 1 trillion, a 1 with 12 zeros. It's 1,000 billion. No, it's a million. Stop arguing. They're the same. Is a trillion the biggest number in the whole wide world? 10 billion, 100 billion, 1 trillion? No way. So what is the biggest number? Google, centillion, Googleplex, zillion, gazillion, or maybe bajillion? Which is bigger, gazillion or bajillion? Infinity. They really like that word, infinity. Look at all those numbers. Did you know light travels about 6 trillion miles in a year? That distance is called a light year. There are 10 sextillion atoms in every breath you take. The Earth weighs about 13 septillion pounds. 3 times 10 to the 72nd is the approximate number of atoms in the universe, according to some scientists, but no one really knows. The sun gives off as much light as 6 septillion 60-watt light bulbs. Quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion, nonillion, decillion. Look! The numbers are growing by powers of 1,000. Each one is 1,000 times bigger than the last one. This is even faster than power counting. It's superpower counting. Let's superpower count to infinity. You can't count to infinity, no matter how powerfully you do it. These numbers are so long, it takes forever to write all the zeros. That's why scientists use exponents. Look at how much easier it is, 10 to the 68th, instead of all these zeros. So I just want to show you, again, the cool pictures. And look, the sun has got all these zeros in it, and then you can see that big number I didn't try to read. How do you say 79 quindecillion, 538 quattrodecillion, 387 tridecillion, 920 duodecillion, 899 unidecillion, 947 decillion, 478 nonillion, 111 octillion, 348 septillion, 980 sextillion, 792 quintillion, 404 quadrillion, 40 trillion, 199 billion, 479 million, 138,555. Unidecillion, duodecillion, tridecillion, quattrodecillion, quindecillion. Whoa, look at him go, and look at those numbers grow. Are we there? Have we reached the biggest number? Some of those numbers sound like months. If you had a vingentillion dollars, you'd be a vingentillion millionaire. What would you buy? Sesticillion, septidecillion, octodecillion, novemdecillion, vintinian, a puppy. Let's skip to a really big number. Oh my goodness. Ten to the 100. It's a lot easier to write than all those zeros. What a funny name for a number. Gogol. Gogol? How did it get its name? It says here that a mathematician wrote a 1 followed by 100 zeros. He showed it to his young nephew, who said, Gogol! Ever since then, a 1 with 100 zeros has been called a gogol. Do you think anyone in the world has a gogol dollars? I don't think so. It says there isn't a Google of anything. Not even a Google ants in the world? Nothing. Not even a Google speck of dust in the atmosphere and in the room? Nothing. Not even a Google atoms in the universe? Then what good is a Google? I guess a number that's big isn't good for much. It's just fun. I know. Let's have a Google writing contest with our friends. We'll let them write out all the zeros, and when they get to the 98th zero, we can just write 10, 100 and win. That doesn't seem very sporting. Look at that massive number. Googleplex. Googleplex? What in the world is a googleplex? It's a 1 with Google zeros. You could never write that many zeros. What about zillion? How many zeros are in a zillion? There's no such thing as a zillion. It's not a real number. A number is a certain amount, and zillion just doesn't mean any particular amount. Then what does it mean? Lots. And gazillion, bajillion, they're not numbers either. They're fun to say, but they're not numbers. You can't write them because they don't mean anything except a lot. Make up your own nonsense numbers. I've got a good one, elephantillion. Oh yeah, what do you think of King Kongkillion? That's a lot bigger than elephantillion. Watch out, gazilliodillion. We'll stomp out both of them. How about superillion or splendillion? I don't believe infinity is not a number. It's true. Have we reached infinity yet? Infinity means on and on and on and on and on and on and on forever. A number means a certain amount. Infinity doesn't mean any specific amount, so it's not a number. So we can't count to infinity. Then what is the biggest number? No matter what number you have, there's always one bigger. Okay, Googleplex. Nothing could be bigger than that. Googleplex and 1. How about Googleplex or 10 Googleplex? No matter what number you have, there is always one bigger. So there's your answer. If we can't count to infinity, how high can we count? The number of numbers is infinite. There's no such thing as biggest number in the world. There's no end to it. We could have a Googleplex or a Googleplex. But there is such a thing as the biggest popcorn pile in the world, and it's right here. Let's eat. All right. Well, I hope you got something out of that numbers story. It certainly had a fun way of sharing. This is a picture book that looks like it would just be a narrative, but in fact, it's nonfiction. It has facts in it, so it is true. Now, not the popcorn filling the entire room or those pieces, of course, but the facts down the side and the discussion of the numbers would be nonfiction. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that story, and now you can try writing your biggest number. Bye.